Have you ever noticed something confusing about yourself? You want more from life. You want to grow. You want to improve. But the moment growth feels uncomfortable, you stop. You delay. You distract yourself. You scroll. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. And slowly, comfort wins again. Most people think this happens because they're lazy, but that's not true. The real reason is much deeper. Your brain is addicted to comfort. Not comfort like luxury or pleasure, but comfort like predictability, comfort like familiar pain. Your brain doesn't care about your potential, it cares about your survival. And survival means staying with what feels known, even if that known life makes you unhappy. Your brain would rather keep you stuck in a routine you hate than push you into uncertainty that might change your life, because uncertainty feels dangerous. From your brain's perspective, doing something new is not exciting, it's a threat. That's why the moment you decide to change, your motivation drops. Not because the goal is wrong, but because your identity is being challenged. Your brain asks a simple question: is this who we are? And if the answer feels unclear, it pulls you back to comfort. Comfort is not always safe. Comfort is just familiar habits, familiar problems, familiar excuses. This is why people stay in jobs they hate, stay in relationships that drain them, stay the same for years, not because they can't change, but because their brain keeps choosing comfort over growth. And here's the dangerous part. The more you choose comfort, the more your brain believes this is who you are. Comfort slowly becomes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who grows and start seeing yourself as someone who avoids discomfort. And identity always wins over motivation. That's why motivation never lasts, because motivation fights identity, and identity always wins. This is the trap most people never escape. They wait to feel ready, motivated, confident, but readiness never comes from comfort. Growth always begins with discomfort, and until your brain learns that discomfort is not danger, it will keep pulling you back again and again. Now, the real question becomes, how do you break an addiction that feels normal? Because comfort doesn't feel like a trap, it feels like relief. Relief from pressure, fear, and uncertainty. Your brain has learned one simple rule: if something feels uncomfortable, avoid it. So the goal is not to destroy comfort, the goal is to retrain your brain. The first truth you must accept is this: your brain does not learn through logic, it learns through experience. You can watch 1,000 motivational videos, understand everything intellectually, but your brain will only change when it experiences discomfort and survives it. That's why the solution is not big dramatic change, because big change triggers panic, and panic sends your brain straight back to comfort. The solution is controlled discomfort, small, intentional, repeated. Discomfort that feels uncomfortable but not overwhelming. This is how you teach your brain that discomfort is not danger. Doing the task you've been avoiding for 5 minutes, speaking up once in a conversation, going to the gym even when you don't feel ready, starting before you feel confident. Each small action sends a powerful message to your brain: I did something uncomfortable and nothing bad happened. That message is stronger than any motivation, because every time you survive discomfort, your brain updates its definition of safety. Slowly, discomfort becomes familiar, and familiarity removes fear. This leads to the second shift: changing identity through action. Your brain doesn't ask what you want, it asks what you usually do. If you usually avoid discomfort, your brain labels you as an avoider. If you repeatedly act despite discomfort, your brain starts seeing you as someone who moves forward. This is how identity changes, not through affirmations or positive thinking, but through evidence. One uncomfortable action becomes proof. Enough proof becomes identity. And once identity changes, behavior becomes automatic. That's when you stop relying on motivation. You don't need to feel ready anymore. You don't need to wait for confidence, because action is no longer a fight. It becomes who you are. This is why some people seem disciplined while others struggle. It's not willpower, it's identity alignment. The disciplined person doesn't force themselves. They act because acting feels normal. The comfort addict doesn't act because avoiding feels normal. The goal is simple: make growth familiar and comfort optional. And here's the most important mindset shift. Discomfort is not a signal to stop. Discomfort is a signal that growth has started. The moment you feel resistance, that's not a warning sign, that's the door. Most people turn away from that door, and that's why their life stays the same. The people who change walk through it, not perfectly, not confidently, but consistently. And over time, their brain stops pulling them back because it learns a new rule. Growth is safe now. If this video helped you realize how comfort has been silently controlling your life, comment below, "I choose growth over comfort." This comment is not for me, it's for your brain. And if you want the next video where we break down how to build discipline without motivation and make growth automatic, subscribe because your potential was never missing, it was just hidden behind comfort.